continues for the Twins as they open up a 3-game Central Division series against the Detroit Tigers tonight inside Target Field. Detroit lefty Blaine Hardy makes just his second career start, but knows plenty about the Twins, who he's faced 17 times out of the bullpen. And for Minnesota, it's Jose Barrios, who after 4 shaky outings was back to his dominant ways last week against St. Louis to look for win number 5 tonight against the Tigers. Welcome to Target Field, everyone. I'm Audra Martin. After winning the Border Battle finale last night, the Minnesota Twins are hoping to win their second straight game at home for just the second time this season. Here's a few things to know as they get ready to kick off the 3-game series. The Twins have faced other AL Central teams just 7 times so far this season, but it's about to balance itself out. 14 of their next 17 games are against Central Division opponents. Last year, the season series started in favor of Detroit, but the Twins quickly turned it around to win 8 out of the final 10 meetings thanks to an offense that scored nearly 8 runs a game. And despite having the 3rd fewest home runs in the league, the Tigers are still racking up plenty of bases. They have the 2nd most doubles and 156 extra base hits overall, which is 5th most in baseball. Logan Morrison didn't need extra bases to be the hero yesterday against Milwaukee. Dick Bramer and Bert Blyleven take a look at how the Twins' designated hitter turned first baseman is heating up at the plate.
By CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today.
From Target Field in Minneapolis, it'll be the first meeting of the year between the Twins and the Tigers, and just the 8th meeting of the Twins and the opponents in the American League Central. The Twins and Indians tied in the loss column, and the Twins open this series that they'll get a little bit closer to that 500 mark. And we welcome you to Target Field. Dick Bramer along with Bert Blyleven. The Twins patching the lineup together with a lot of injuries to some key players. Now, Logan Morrison, and it might be because the weather's warmed up, might be because he's playing a defensive position more frequently, Logan Morrison is swinging the bat like the Twins thought he would at the start of the year.
Well, it could be also when you come to a new ball club, sometimes it takes you a little bit while to feel comfortable. Well, here in the month of May, it's been very comfortable for Logan Morrison. And what the big thing he's done is not only against right-handers, he's also doing it against left-handers. The big two-run single in last night's win for the Twins in the 8th inning. So yeah, he's doing a very good job against righties and lefties, and he's getting on base and most importantly driving in runs.
One thing's been proven in the game for over a century now, regardless of how much talent you are, if you're 23 years old, you're going to have some hiccups along the way. Well, Jose Barrios had 4 hiccups in a row, but now everything's settled down, it seems.
Well, you know what, you're going to have that, teeter-totter type of season sometimes, but Barrios, this kid has outstanding stuff. Let's go back to his last start. First inning, nothing but fastballs. He attacked the strike zone. 10 strikeouts. Second time this season he's had a 10 strikeout or more game, and he had dominated the St. Louis Cardinals, a very good hitting ball club. Only 2 hits in his win over the Cardinals.
First of 19 meetings between the Twins and the Tigers. Ron Gardenhire won over 1,000 games as a manager for the Twins, and tonight he'll try to beat them. Twins. The team has had its ups and downs, but the play of some young stars has provided much promise. And nearly 8 weeks into the 2018 campaign, Minnesota's only played 7 games against Central foes. Tonight begins a month-long stretch that's heavy on divisional games as the Twins look to gain some ground against the competition. First up, 3 against Detroit with a familiar face across the diamond. And Jose Barrios will try to match what he did in his last start, which was pitch into the 8th inning, give up just a couple of hits and 1 run, and give the Twins a real good chance to win. They'd like to win this series, obviously finish the homestand, which has otherwise been disappointing. And it is always good to see a great baseball man and a great man, Ron Gardenhire, in a big league dugout. He was here last year as a bench coach with the Diamondbacks. And he's got his team playing, I think, a little bit better than most people thought they would. And here's the Menards batting order for the Tigers. Leonis Martin leading off, then Nicholas Castellanos, Victor Martinez, John Hicks, Nico Goodrum, James McCann, Jacoby Jones, Jose Iglesias, and Dixon Machado.
And tonight's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture and Jose Barrios on the mound. For Barrios' 10th start of the year, looking for his 5th win. The ERA, tell you, it's been hot or cold for him, but 9 starts, only 10 walks. That's a key right there. He's attacking the strike zone, also picking up 50 strikeouts.
Yeah, even when he was struggling, he wasn't walking 4 or 5 per start. So yeah, that's all good. Here's the first pitch and a fastball, swing and a miss.
And I think he's going to go about business the same way he did it with the Cardinals. Be aggressive with that fastball. That sets up that hard breaking ball, and then mix in the changeup.
Fastball, and it's 0-2. First one at 93, next one at 94. We've seen 96, 97 on some occasions. Oh, 2 to Martin. Castellanos on deck. 3 in a row. Talk about going up the ladder, not in terms of a location, but in terms of velocity. 93, then 94, then 95. One down here to the Twins out in the field with Buxton in center, Rosario and Kepler in the corners. Escobar, Adrianza, Dozier, Morris in the infielders, and Mitch Garver catching his 2nd game in a row.
You know, I always looked at the beginning of the game. That's when you're at your strongest, you know. Then you have to settle down and pitch a little bit. But early on, hey, establish that fastball. Sets the other 2 pitches up nicely.
Blasted to center, Buxton back, and the 4th pitch is hit to straightaway center. And Castellanos, with his 5th of the year, makes it 1-0 Detroit.
Well, we showed you that the Detroit Tigers, they hit a lot of extra base hits. 104 doubles, 12 triples. That's their 41st home run hit. 5th most extra base hits in the major leagues. So Castellanos sees maybe that he went right after Martin with fastballs, looks for that fastball, and put a great swing on it. Straightaway center. Tigers take a 1-0 lead. 8th home run that Barrios has allowed.
Location was up from the target. It's 1-0, and now here's Victor Martinez. Martinez has done very well here at Target Field. And there is strike 1. Since this ballpark opened up, he's hit at a 360 clip here at Target Field.
He's had a great career coming into this year at almost a 300 hitter. A lot of home runs.
Swinging a foul, 0-2.
Good hitter from both sides of the plate.
11 home runs in the last year of his deal. And there's hardly any question that next year his money, his contract, and the money will be off the books for the Tigers. Quite a different team than the one we saw early in the season last year. Ian Kinsler's gone. Justin Upton is gone. Justin Verlander is gone. And so you've got some familiar faces in there beyond the manager. You saw Steve Little at pitches inside, and Barrios on back-to-back pitches makes the veteran move his feet. There's Steve Little, was the bench coach here in the background. There you see Francisco Liriano pitched a great ball game yesterday for the Tigers. Already in the foreground, Joe Vavra's on this staff. Rick Anderson's the bullpen coach. 2-2 to Victor Martinez. This ball missing inside, and now it's a full count. There's Joe, was the bench coach last year for the Twins. Now he's the quality control coach. And there is Rick Anderson. Full count to Martinez. That's to right center field, and Buxton with the catch. 2-1. We'll bring up John Hicks. Hicks has had a good month of May. He was briefly with the Twins as a catcher, and now with the injury to Miguel Cabrera, seeing a lot of time at first base.
And in 2016 played only 9 games for Rochester, AAA affiliate for the Twins, before getting claimed off waivers by the Tigers.
And a breaking ball for a called strike. And another one gets a swing and a miss.
Well, with Miguel Cabrera on the disabled list, Hicks getting the opportunity to play first base. Normally catcher. See Tigers carrying 3 catchers.
And right down the middle, Hicks takes a call, third strike. Castellanos tees off on a fastball and puts the Tigers up 1-0. Starting there now, Castellanos one of them, and he clobbered a home run. And Paul Molitor hoping that his team can rebound. The problem Paul Molitor has had with the Tigers is here at Target Field. They've won 16 of the last 20 games played here in Minnesota. The Menards batting order for the Twins: Brian Dozier, Max Kepler, Eduardo Escobar, Eddie Rosario, Mitch Garver, Logan Morrison, Robbie Grossman, A-Ray Adrianza, and Byron Buxton.
And let's take a look at the home furniture stats on the starter for the Detroit Tigers. Blaine Hardy making just his second start of the season and his second career start. 170th appearance. So a guy that has kind of pushed into that rotation right now. Jordan Zimmerman on a disabled list, so it kind of opened a spot up, and Hardy right now taking over that spot.
Missing outside, and it's 1-1 to Dozier, followed by Kepler and Escobar. He has been so far this year the exhibit A for being a swing man, a reliever, sometimes starter, inside 2-1. His other start was against the Mariners. That's the start where he unfortunately hit Robbie Cano in the hand and broke a finger. Then he's made 3 relief appearances since that have totaled 3 1/3 innings. And there's a strike. Now the Twins have had some problems with soft tossing finesse left-handers recently, and twice on this homestand they've been pretty much shut down by left-handed pitching. 2-2. 3-2. Nice.
And if you're thinking at home, you know, Hardy a reliever, is he going to do what Romo did, you know, just pitch one or two innings? But you know, Hardy is a guy that started in the minor leagues this year, made 4 minor league starts. So that arm strength is built up to where he hopefully can go deep in a ball game for Ron Gardner.
But the Tiger bullpen's beaten up a little bit, to be sure. At bats like this, regardless of the outcome, they'll go a long way toward getting Hardy out of the game earlier. This is already the 7th pitch of the opening at bat.
Now his other start came back on the 13th of May through 79 pitches in 4 1/3 innings. Gave up 8 hits, but only 2 runs to the Mariners.
Short right field, and Machado is in the outfield grass making the catch. Dozier retired, 1 away. And Max Kepler will hope to continue his hot hitting against left-handed pitching.
Well, he's hanging in there tough. You see how his season has improved from last year against lefties, where he's hit only 152 this year at a 342 clip. Markakis, Bernard Span, Freeman, and Pinot.
Up and in, ball 1. Kepler has 13 hits against left-handed pitching this year. He had only 19 hits last year. All of last year. Popped up
near the mound. And Hardy makes the catch with Goodrum literally right on his heels. I can't remember the last time I put F1 in my score sheet.
I think Kyle Gibson caught a little pop-up one time, but this baby was up there, and surprised that Hardy, that Goodrum did not call him off.
Northland Ford defense for Detroit: Jones, Martin, and Castellanos across the outfield. Goodrum, Iglesias, Machado, Hicks in the infield, and James McCann behind the plate. 2 down, 2 pop-ups, and now Eduardo Escobar. And he takes strike 1.
Now, Hardy not an all overpowering left-hander, and like you mentioned, that has given the Twins offense some problems. He'll mix curveball, slider, and a changeup. Like a changeup right there. Hardy, 30 years old, in his 5th season with the Tigers, originally signed by the Royals back in 2008.
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and it's 1-2. Dozier at bat took 7 pitches. Now this is just pitch number 13, and Hardy might be on the verge of a clean 1-2-3 first inning. Pitches up, 2-2. Twins with a 10-8 mark in the month of May. This one hit in the air. Coming in is the right fielder Castellanos, and a good first inning for Blaine Hardy.
Scoop from the clubhouse. Joe Mauer was here at the ballpark today for the first time since being diagnosed with the strained neck and concussion-like symptoms. He got some treatment for his neck, and Paul Molitor says the sensitivity to light and the balance issues have gotten a little better since the diagnosis. Irvin Santana's scheduled start in Fort Myers was rained out today, and the next few days don't look promising weather-wise either, so instead Santana is headed to Chattanooga to start for the Lookouts on Wednesday. Paul Molitor said it's been great to see Ron Gardenhire and the rest of his former Twins turned Tigers staff all doing so well, but he also joked around saying, I know Joe Vavra will be hawking my signs, so we're gonna have to mix things up and keep them guessing. Guys?
Well, there's Gardy, and you tend to forget that Gardy was on the coaching staff when Paul was finishing his career with the Twins. Here's a pop-up foul, and it will reach the seats. You know, Gardy, of course, was a longtime third base coach for Tom Kelly, and so Gardy was a coach when Paul was playing, and then Paul served on Tom's staff as a coach when Gardy was on the staff, and then came back and coached with Gardy. So
they've in different roles gotten quite accustomed to one another, familiar with one another. 1-2, and now 2-2. Nico Goodrum, a familiar face, got a cup of coffee with the Twins last year, an opportunity to play with the Tigers.
I got a September call up last year, went 1 hit in 17 at bats.
Fouled off a leg. Talked with Nico today. Looking forward to getting on the field. Talking with the likes of Buxton and Kepler, contemporaries of his.
Originally signed by the Twins back in 2010. He was the Twins' #2 pick in that draft. Out of Fayetteville, Georgia. They signed him out of high school.
Had a 2-home run game a couple games ago. 4 home runs on the year.
He spent 8 seasons in the Twins system before becoming a free agent, signing with the Tigers.
That's one thing that's good about the rules with the collective bargaining agreement. If you're stuck behind some other players in an organization after 6 years, you can become a free agent and sign with anybody. And it's just been a godsend for Goodrum, who probably wasn't going to make the Twins team coming out of spring training, but the Tigers are rebuilding, and he's getting a chance to play up here for the first time.
And he goes down on strikes. He struck out 10 times in 17 at bats last year. Here takes a fastball. You can see him kind of duck away, thinking that ball's inside, but he has about 1/3 of the inner part of the plate.
That's a pitch that I think is going to be one of Barrios's best pitches. That fastball to a left-handed batter that comes back over the inside corner. That was more down the heart of the plate, but as he commands that pitch better and better, that's going to be a big pitch for him. There's a breaking ball outside.
Pretty good pitch there.
The batters, James McCann, 5 for 8 with 2 home runs in his matchups against Barrios. There's a fastball and a strike. And Barrios has not enjoyed his starts against Detroit. Although he has beaten them twice, he has an ERA of 11.74, and McCann's been a big reason for that. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, for Barrios, this is his 5th career start, his 6th game. Last year at the end of the year, he came out of the bullpen, his only relief appearance in the big leagues so far.
Pop-up. Retreating is Morrison, and it's Dozier making the catch for out number 2.
Let's take a look at the Pizza Ranch key to a Twins win here today. Well, you got to look at that man right there. Barrios continue attack the strike zone, go deep into the ball game. Last outing 7 1/3. He's the only Twins starter that has gone at least 7 or more innings, and he's done that 4 times, including his shutout to open up the season.
And now Jacoby Jones. One and one the count. That cracked his bat.
Jones getting an opportunity to play. His 3rd season with the Tigers, up and down the last couple years. Hit only 170 last year in 56 ball games.
He's an athlete. He can really run.
Yep.
And if he can learn how to put the ball on the ground and become more of a line drive hitter, he might stick.
One thing you can't do up here, you can't steal first, no matter how fast you are.
Breaking ball, slower breaking ball. A couple of strikeouts in a 1-2-3 second inning. look at our lows whole team together. Twins enjoyed some hitting success against the Tigers, particularly late in the year. Remember, they went to Detroit and swept a 4-game series at the end of the season, the next to last weekend of the season. 1 strike to Rosario. Little pop fly, short right center field, and Martin streaks in to make the catch, 1 away. 4 fly ball outs, 2 of them to the infield, 1 down, and here's Mitch Garver. Garver catching back-to-back games, as Paul Molitor said a couple days ago. When I asked him about the catching situation, he said he thought Garver and Wilson would roughly split the catching assignment. You will imagine one will catch tomorrow night, and the other will catch Wednesday afternoon.
All right, Lance Lynn is starting tomorrow night. You saw Wilson right there, maybe with the little sheet top going over the hitters. You know, maybe he might be behind the plate tomorrow night catching Lance Lynn.
Strike to Garver. And now a ball. Hardy has some Minnesota connections. His wife Nikki is from Perham, Minnesota, in the west central part of the state. Up and away, 2-1. So I would imagine his pass list is pretty good. A lot of great Twins fans in the Perham area, but some of them at least will be forgiven if they're cheering for the Tigers tonight. A high pop-up, another ball hit straight up in the air, and Goodrum in foul ground makes the play near the tarp. This is what the Twins have had problems with in this homestand, with finesse left-handers. Hardly any solid contact, and that's been the case again here tonight.
Well, in those last 2 pitches, both changeups about 70 miles an hour, and Garvin way out front created that pop-up.
Here is Logan Morrison. Brett Suter tied up the Twins the first game of the Brewers series. Wade LeBlanc of the Mariners shut him out for 6 innings. Similar type of pitchers. And the pitch is up. And now 1-1 to Logan Morrison. Paul Molitor talked about it today in his session with the media, that one of the things that we might be seeing with Morrison, used to playing in the field at first base a lot last year, now DHing for the Twins, fouled back. A matter of the bat responding when you put a glove on in the half of the innings. Some players, and Paul said he had a hard time doing it at first too, adjusting to life where you'd have nothing to do but focus on your at bats. Now, if it's a good one, that's fun and that's easy. But if you have a bad at bat and you're just left to sit and think about it for 45 minutes, call third strike. And 5 pop-ups and a strikeout for Blaine Hardy, and the Tigers have a 1-0 lead. because the pitching staff did a great job striking out the Brewer hitters. 17 strikeouts. And tied for the third most in a 9-inning game, Fernando Rodney finished the game off with a strikeout. We've seen the Twins hitters strike out a lot, but it's interesting. The ball grounded past a diving Escobar, and Iglesias has a leadoff hit. He'll go to second with a double on the first pitch of the third inning.
Yeah, Iglesias, one of the veterans for Ron Gardenhire, very good defensive shortstop. Right here, jumping on that fastball. And Escobar diving for it, but it's a double, leadoff double. That's for Iglesias' 11th double of the year.
Twins pitchers have struck out 19 more hitters than Twins hitters have struck out themselves. I think that would be surprising to most people. This is not a team in recent years that has been reliant on the strikeout as much as this year's team has.
Watch the bunt. Yep.
And there's ball one with Dixon Machado hitting just .216, hitting ninth, being asked to bunt. Dave Clark, I don't know why he's giving signs. He could just tell Machado what to do. He's only about 30 feet away from him. One and 0. Nice stop by Garver, and it's 2-0.
You see Dave Clark roaming in foul territory. Just wonder why they have that third base box all in chalk over there.
They were trying to enforce it a couple years ago, but clearly, I mean, he's about halfway between the plate and the coaching box.
Right.
And for safety reasons, a couple years ago, they tried to police that a little bit. Now 3-0 to the number 9 batter. We had the situation.
You have to throw strikes in this situation. If he's going to bunt, get the out right there. Make him bunt the ball. Don't want to walk the number 9 hitter.
Martin on deck. Four pitch walk. He tried to bunt on the first pitch. That was out of the strike zone. Then the next three that followed. First and second, nobody out. And now Martin, who went down swinging on 3 pitches, his first time up.
Martin in his first season with the Tigers came up with the Rangers in 2011. Also spent time in Seattle and last year with the Chicago Cubs. See if he's asked to bunt here.
Bunts it foul, but did not square to bunt in a sacrifice form. Like he tried to drop down a bunt base hit. Dave Clark is closer to home plate right now than he is third base. .35th pitch of the night for Barrios. Corner infielders are playing in front of the bases. Pick off to second, and a better throw might have got him. Remember, Logan Morrison got picked off here a couple games ago, and part of the success of that play was a really good pickoff throw. That one sailed on Barrios.
As a pitcher, you want to throw that ball right over the second base bag. It was more on the second base side, and Adrianza had to just make sure he caught that ball.
One strike to Martin. Grounder to short.
Here we go.
Perfect double play grounder, and the Twins turn it, and Iglesias goes to third.
Well, big double play right there for Barrios. His 5th double play he's had turned behind him when he's on the mound this season. So good sinker down and away, creates a ground ball.
So that was a strategy all along, right? You walk the number 9 batter on 4 pitches to set up a double play. And now Iglesias is at third base, but there are 2 outs rather than 1.
I wish it was that simple.
Here is Castellanos. Slugged a first pitch home run over the center field fence. And now Barrios will go after him, trying to strand the leadoff double.
He jumped on that first fastball. Now if they're going to go back in, looks like Garver sitting inside. Make sure you get it in, and he did not.
Again on the first pitch, the fastball spanked sharply up the middle, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, Brios, I think, a little upset at himself right there. They wanted that fastball, the two-seamer, to run in, and it was right down that heart of the plate.
Well, I'm guessing the next time Castellanos comes up, he won't get a first pitch fastball.
Well, you see where Garver is, but you can see the location of the pitch. So Castellanos picking up his second RBI, now with 26 on the year.
Victor Martinez, the batter. He hit a fly ball to center his first time up. Taken low, ball one. Low again, 2-0. Just want to touch again on the strikeout situation, and of course Barrios capable of striking people out. Last year Twins hitters struck out almost 200 times more than the pitchers struck out the opposing batters, and here early on it's been the other way around, which is encouraging, of course. Popped up, foul, and out of play.
I'd have to say there's probably a lot of teams you could almost say the same thing. I mean, the strikeout are way up for every team as far as the, not only pitching staff, but also strikeouts all around.
As we said, I think a week or so ago, relating it to Twins history, Harmon Killebrew in his career struck out 21% of the time, and he was considered to be a very high strikeout guy, a slugger who naturally struck out a lot.
Never struck out over 100 times in a season, did he?
Well, I think he did, but it was kind of a stigma attached to it back then. Runner goes and the pitch fouled away. The game now, Major League Baseball, all 30 teams, they strike out 25% of the time, which is a significant jump over a guy who was known as a high strikeout guy. That's incredible to me that the game at this level strikes out 25% of the time.
It's like 1 out of every 4 at bats.
That's another way of putting it. 2-2.
Well, Martinez hasn't struck out yet. This is his second at bat. Going inside, get it in there.
Line to Morrison, who
what I found.
only had to move his glove, and he had to move it in front of his face to make the catch for the third out. picturesque trail in a port city that stretches over 4 miles along the shoreline of Lake Superior. The Duluth Lake Walk is one of the most scenic walking and biking paths around Lake Superior. Find your North Shore getaway at exploreminnesota.com and share your favorites with hashtag #OnlyInMN. I walked a little bit of that this winter on the winter caravan. It was
cold,
not as picturesque as it is now. Another pop-up to short right field. One away.
Well, remember that game that Suter pitched against the Twins when he did such a good job of got 17 of 23 first pitch strikes and then kind of puts the hitter on the defense a little bit. Well, right now, Blaine Hardy, 6 of 7 first pitch strikes.
6 pop-ups and a strikeout, and now Adrianza will bat. Hard on the ground and past a diving Goodrum for a base hit. Adrianza will dig for second. Jacoby Jones with a strong throw, but it's off target. And Adrianza finally gets on top of one of Hardy's pitches and gets a double.
He jumped on that first fastball.
If Castellanos can do it, Twins guys can do it too.
I see the fastball, almost like a little cutter that ran in. Goodrum diving to his right, comes up a pitch short. Adrianza with his 5th double of the year gets in the scoring position for Byron Buxton.
And now Buxton got a base hit in his first at bat yesterday, scored a run. Strike on the outside corner. It's been a slow and injury-plagued start to the season for Buxton. Swing and a miss at the off-speed stuff. And one of the reasons he's having a tough time, way too many counts like this. 0-2. Nice stop by McCann. 1-2. Tigers rebuilding their starting rotation with a lot of youth. Wasn't that long ago they had Scherzer, Verlander, Porcello, Sanchez, Pfister. Ooh, splintered bat with Buxton hitting it right off the end. A pitch at 79 miles per hour. Byron was so out in front that it hit the very end of the bat.
A lot of hitters have that bat that's cupped at the end. You can see the cup right there, the new bat.
This will give you some idea how close that was to a strikeout. Hit right off the end of the bat. And it's 1-2. New bat and one more swing.
Make it a good one.
Takes up and away. 2-2. Dozier had a long battle with Hardy to start the ball game. Now Hardy's pitching with a 2-0 lead. Fastball fouled back.
Hardy again making just his 2nd major league start, his 170th appearance. 9 wins, 4 losses in the big leagues. All with the Tigers. Came up in 2014.
And down and away, a changeup strikes out Buxton. 2 away.
And Hardy picks up his 2nd strikeout. So Byron missed that high fastball, fouled it off, and then a good nasty pitch out of the strike zone, almost like a little screwball. That changeup. See it tailing away from the swinging Buxton's bat.
Yeah, you could see that screwball spin, a circle change spin. 2 down and now Dozier. Dozier with a pop-up at the end of a 7-pitch at bat to start the ball game. Mentioned the Tigers are rebuilding their rotation. Verlander's gone. All the other pitchers I mentioned, of course, are gone. And they have veterans Mike Fiers and Francisco Liriano, but it's and Jordan Zimmerman, although he's on the disabled list right now. But Matthew Boyd, who'll pitch tomorrow, has probably been their best starting pitcher. Fulmer. There's a first pitch strike to Dozier on an off-speed pitch. Tigers at 20-26, and they've already played 20 one-run ball games. They're 10-10 already this year in one-run ball games. Dozier takes low, and it's 1-1. That's a lot of close ball games. Losing a tough one yesterday. Liriano pitched so well, 8 shutout innings.
They only allowed 1 hit.
Shane Green gave the lead up in the 9th. They ended up losing it in the 11th.
Yeah, numbers for Liriano. 102 pitches.
Second time he's gone deep into a ball game with a no-hitter this year. Dozier flips it foul.
Pitch right there, Brian, I'd like to have back. Got to get this guy going right here.
Particularly at home. He's got 7 home runs, but he hasn't hit one here yet. And Cabrera's out. Second baseman Candelario's out with left wrist tendonitis. Daniel Norris, Alex Wilson, Jordan Zimmerman. What team doesn't have a lot of injuries, some of them to their key players? 1-2 to Brian Dozier, and now way outside, 2-2. Kepler hoping for a chance. And now 3-2. Kepler might have a chance. What we've seen a lot of from opposing pitchers to Brian in what were typically fastball counts like this, 3-2. The pitcher spinning the baseball or throwing changeups, accounting for a lot of Brian's strikeouts.
You see McCann sitting away.
Breaking ball got him. That's exactly what's happened to Brian so many times in hitters counts. A strikeout stranding Adrianza at second base.
At the ballpark, which means guys from the team and the head coach, Adrian Heath, are here at the ballpark. I'm joined by the head coach now. Coach, I know you guys are coming off a good 1-1 draw yesterday against the conference best Kansas City yesterday. But how is the rest of the season going for you guys?
Well, I've been quietly pleased. We've progressed. More importantly, we've got a lot better than we were last year. And, You know, I said after the next game against Montreal, which we play on Saturday, that will be a third of the way through. And we probably, if we win the game, we'll probably be in the playoff position. So it's been a progression. Still not where we would like to be, but so far so good.
Well, you guys are playing at TCF Bank Stadium, which is a nice stadium, but next year you guys are going to have a brand new state-of-the-art place to call home. How exciting is that to think about next season?
I think even being in this place today, you look at what it is. It's going to be our home for probably the next 50, 60 years, whatever it may be. So can't wait to get in it. As much as, you know, the University of Minnesota have looked after us, to go and play on a full, proper grass field in our own stadium in front of our incredible fans, we're really looking forward to it, really excited. And the fact that it's probably going to be the best stadium in the country makes us even more excited.
And just around the corner is the World Cup. You guys will be represented by your team captain, Francisco Calvo. What does that mean for you guys to have him? I know you'll lose him for a couple weeks, which is unfortunate, but to have him representing your organization?
A little bit bittersweet, because obviously he's one of our better players, but no, we're really proud of him. You know, I know how much it means to him. I always want players to represent the country, because I know what it meant to me when I did it with England all them years ago. So, no, I hope it goes really well for him. We're really confident that he's going to put a great show in him. And the fact that one of the players in the World Cup is going to come from Minnesota is pretty cool.
Well, good luck this Saturday against Montreal. We wish you all the best the rest of the season as well.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Yep, everyone, that game against Montreal is one you can catch on our air on Fox Sports North Plus, 6:30 on Saturday. Guys?
Thank you, Audra. Thank you, Coach. And I thought it was interesting that he said that the new soccer stadium, swing and a miss, Goodrum's gone, is going to be maybe the best in the country. And then you think about this ballpark here, the Vikings' new ballpark, and even, you know, TCF Stadium, where the Gophers play. And we all know it was a struggle in just about every case for one reason or another. But we've got some great facilities here. The remodeled Target Center, XL Energy Center, the home of the Wild. My goodness, we've got some fantastic arenas and ballparks and stadiums here.
Yeah, I was driving up north on 94 to 94, and I think it's off Snelling. Is that where they're building a new stadium? It looks like it's going to be beautiful.
2 down in the fourth. Here's James McCann. Going to pop up to Brian Dozier his first time up.
I understand, too, they put a lot of money into Target.
Yeah.
Over here, the basketball.
Went to a couple basketball games this winter, and it looks spectacular. And a strike, 1-1.
5 strikeouts for Barrios. He's making his 49th major league start. 50th game overall. 21 wins, 19 losses.
Line. Oh, what a catch by Escobar. A blistering line drive for the third out. And Twin season ticket packages are now more convenient than ever. All traditional ticket plans include unlimited ticket exchange options, so you never have a ticket go unused. Season ticket holders are automatically enrolled in the Sweet Spot Benefits and Rewards program. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/season tickets. Bottom third of the Tiger lineup with Detroit leading 2-0. Jacoby Jones, Jose Iglesias, Dixon Machado. 40 pitches through 4 innings for Barrios. I'm sorry, bottom of the 4th inning. And Kepler will lead things off.
Yeah, Hardy 9 of 10 first pitch strikes.
And only 40 pitches for Hardy through 3. 1 strike to Kepler. Kepler popped up to the pitcher his first time up. It'll be Kepler, Escobar, and Rosario here in the 4th. Pitch up. 1-1. And a called strike. 1-2.
Well, both pitchers working at a good pace. Not a lot of time between pitches. Look for that sign.
Breezed him, and it's 2-2.
Going fastball. In and up. Kepler getting out of the way.
Driven to left. And Jones is there. Well hit ball for the first out. So should I be worried? Come back from batting practice and all that. And on my workspace here, I've got a luggage tag. And,
where are you going?
Well, I'm curious. You know, sometimes players, they have their ticket, given to them to go down to the minor leagues. And so this, with no explanation, I've got a luggage tag.
Do you have any options left?
At my age, my options were gone a long time ago. But I don't know why I have a new luggage tag, and I'm a little concerned. But then I found out you've got one too, right?
Yeah, I guess we're going together.
Wherever we're going,
we're
going together.
Yeah.
Okay. Dribbled up the line, foul. Maybe it's just Seattle, but I mean, the team's below 500. That's when teams make changes.
Now, when we go to Seattle, we bring suitcases, of course. Do you not already have one of those?
That's why I'm worried. Yeah, I have a luggage tag.
But the Twins are nice enough probably to just renew the ones that you've used.
Escobar with a sharp single to center. A couple of well-hit balls here in the 4th inning.
Probably means you can bring an extra bag.
Well, or maybe they're smart enough to realize I'm probably going to lose the old one. But at any rate, I'm either going to be on air tomorrow or I'll be in Rochester.
Well, second hit for the Twins. And with 1 out, Escobar at first base.
Reached across the plate.
Fastball stayed up. And Escobar right back up the middle.
Replay brought to you by Dodge, and now the tying run aboard. And here's Rosario hitting .370 in the month of May. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Rosario with a fly to center his first time up.
Tell you what, Hardy is pumping that strike zone.
50th pitch coming up. He's thrown more than 2 strikes for every ball. One strike to Rosario. Strike 2 called, and Rosario doesn't like that call.
2 breaking balls in a row to get ahead in the count for Hardy. See McCann.
50 pitches, 34 strikes, 16 balls.
And Escobar getting us some attention over there. He has 1 stolen base in 3 attempts.
Twins have done very little running over the last couple of weeks. 16 steals and 23 tries on the year. Little soft fly ball coming in. Martin. And that's out number 2. That'll bring up Garver.
Another fly ball out. Eight fly ball outs, no ground ball outs yet for the Twins.
Only 2 teams have stolen fewer bases than the Twins. The Orioles with 15 and the Oakland A's with 10. Here's Garver, fouled out to the third baseman Goodrum, his first time up. And a first pitch strike with another off-speed pitch.
Thirteen of 14 first pitch strikes.
Driven to the right field corner. That's down for a hit. It is picked up by Castellanos. It's a single for Garver and Escobar to third base. Somebody went to the opposite field and got a base hit.
Well, it looked like almost the same location that Escobar's base hit up the middle was. A pitch up. Looked like it was out over the plate.
Well, if that's where they're pitching you, that's where the hits should go, right?
See ball up in the zone. Garver waited nicely, got it deep into the zone. Castellanos gets it back in, and Escobar scoots over to third.
And now Morrison will have a chance here. Just off the outside corner, a fastball missing, and it's 1-0. Fouled back, 1-1. Twins trying to break out here against Blaine Hardy. They have 1 2-out hit. They might need another to score a run. And 82 miles per hour. Morrison really barking at Jeff Kellogg now.
He did not like that high strike, the same one that struck him out in his first at bat.
Well, 1-2. And Morrison, given the thin bench that the Twins have, needs to probably forget about it and move on.
Look for another breaking ball, this time off the plate. McCann sitting away.
And it's popped up with Morrison trying to protect the plate. It's out of play.
You know, sometimes when a hitter, and you can see it on the mound when you're pitching, barking at the umpire like that. You come back with that same pitch about 6 inches outside, that umpire can't wait to ring him up. I've even had an umpire one time thank me for throwing that pitch because he
wanted to strike him.
Yes, he did.
1-2 to Morrison. Outfield playing him straight away. 3 infielders on the right side. Now 2-2.
Not quite that far outside.
You'd rather not make your catcher move, right? Well, he's done exactly what Wade LeBlanc and Brent Suter did earlier in this homestand, just spinning the ball up there, teasing the Twins hitters. 2-2 to Morrison. And now 3-2 with Grossman on deck.
Well, it'll be something away right here. He does not want to make a mistake to Morrison middle in. McCann again creeping outside.
That's a foul ball.
Yeah, that was a breaking ball.
Yeah, beaten into the ground pretty hard, but foul. Twins haven't had many opportunities. They got a 1-out double from Adrianza last inning. Now a pair of singles.
Morrison will see another 3-2 pitch.
Logan's been swinging a good bat. Hopefully he'll make a mistake. Hardy will.
Swing and a miss. A fastball. And Morrison leaves 2 aboard, and it's still 2-0. Advance of the game.
Duckhats.
Loons. Those are loons.
Those are loons?
Yes.
Oh. Like a duck to me. Isn't a loon a duck?
Just don't go duck hunting, okay? Down and away, ball 1 to Jacoby Jones. Jones, Iglesias, and Machado here in the top of the 5th. I have something to point out to you.
Yes.
That I want to point out to you while you're sitting down. Okay. The Twins had one pitcher last year who pitched more than 200 innings, and it was Irvin Santana. He was second in the league in innings pitched.
Right.
I looked it up today. How many pitchers do you think in the American League last year threw 200 or more innings?
I'm going to say 6.
It was 8.
It was 8?
It was 8.
Right.
How many pitchers even qualified for the ERA title in 2017 in the American League?
Whoa.
162 innings.
Right.
To qualify for the title, you have to pitch 1 inning per team game played. Swing on a foul.
Do you know the number?
Yes, I do. I looked it up.
I'm going to guess about 40.
25.
20. That's it.
25 pitchers in the American League threw 162 or more innings last year.
Bill Campbell did that 1 year as out of the bullpen, qualified for the ERA title. Soupy.
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and Jones has gone on strikes for the 2nd time tonight.
And strikeout number 6 for Barrios.
Tomorrow is Star Wars night at Target Field. A limited number of Star Wars night theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and a Joe Solo bobblehead. Go to twinsbaseball.com/Star Wars to learn more about the Star Wars night theme night offer.
So you're saying basically 2 pitchers per club.
Pitched 160 or more.
Right.
Now this is all the trend in pitching. Now again, let's go back to the 200 inning pitched threshold, right?
You said 8.
8 of them. In 2004, the Twins had 3 starters who eclipsed 200 innings and 1 other that pitched 194 innings. So they almost had 4. Kyle Osh had 194 innings. They almost had 4 on that staff and the entire American League only had 8. And it is trending even further in that direction.
Well, I think nowadays, you know, if you can give me 6 good innings, and depending on where your pitch count is, you know, if it's in the 90s, you're not going to come back out.
Well, all right. Let's
go Lariano, for example. I mean, 102 pitches, 8 innings, 1 hit allowed. And they told me that the 7th and 8th inning were a breeze for him. And he didn't go out there for the 9th.
Fly ball left field, and Rosario comes in to put this away.
But he's also a guy that, you know, you kind of have to watch his pitch count.
Right. 2 down. Let's go to Audra Martin.
Well, guys, it's time to take a look at our big story. And there have been some impressive rallies over the years, but last night's effort from the Braves has to be towards the top of the list. Trailing Miami 9-4 in the bottom of the 9th, Dansby Swanson started the inning with a strikeout, but 4 runs later, he was back up at the plate to deliver the 2-run walk-off single to left, capping off the 6-1 rally. Now, 5 of those runs came with 2 outs. It was Atlanta's 43rd last at-bat win since 2016, the most in Major League Baseball, guys.
The Atlanta Braves, as we sit here tonight, the Atlanta Braves have the best record in the National League.
Yep, how about that? And they are in a rebuilding mode.
And the Phillies have the 3rd best record. Right. And they were in a rebuilding mode. 2 down. Here's Machado, and the count's 1-1.
And the second team, I mean, right there, Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah.
Good for them.
1-2. One other note about the innings pitch threshold. Santana led the team last year with 33 starts. If you average 6 innings per start, that still leaves you short of 200. Now, Irvin took his turn every time, right? And he ended up with 33 starts times 6. That's even on the south end of 200.
Yeah, the year that I pitched 325 innings, I averaged over 8 innings a start. I had 40 starts.
Right. 2-2
but
to
that's
Machado.
When men were men, okay?
And a nearly painful strikeout of Machado. 7 in a row set down by Barrios, but he comes off the mound trailing 2-0. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Tigers leading 2-0. Twins trying to come back. They've had threats the last 2 innings, but haven't broken through against Blaine Hardy. Robbie Grossman takes a strike in the outside corner. I don't think the Twins are too happy with Jeff Kellogg's strike zone, but our box, our rectangle, has proven that he's been pretty good tonight. Driven to the right field corner, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see the home plate umpire not give as many strikes up in the strike zone like Kellogg has done, but we have shown that what he has called up in the zone have been in that box.
Earlier we didn't have the box. They said it was kind of floating all over the place, kind of like Joe West's strike zone yesterday. 1-2.
Wow.
Hey, stuff like that usually comes from you, not me. 1-2. Close pitch, and Grossman watched it all the way into the catcher's mitt. 2-2.
You know, Robbie, of course, has such a good eye at the plate. A lot of patience. Get him on base right here. Make something happen. Offense.
Foul back. It seems as if hitters get themselves in trouble when they try to pull someone who doesn't throw hard, whether they're right-handed or left-handed. And so far the Twins at bats have looked very similar tonight than they did in the 2 losses to lefties earlier in this homestand. And Grossman with a scalding line drive pulls it into left field for a base hit.
Well, you know, last inning it was Escobar that got a pitch up. He hit it back up the middle. I think that's what they're trying to do, you know. But
Garver's hit was to the opposite.
Right, and credit, you know, Hardy for changing speeds and keeping them off balance here. Not a bad, it looks like a fastball, about thigh high, and a good swing by Grossman gets the Twins' 4th hit, and it's a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th.
Adrianza with a chance. He hit a hot ground ball into the left field corner for a 1-out double in the 3rd.
He jumped on that first pitch, a high fastball.
Squaring to bunt in the air, and Adrianza is out.
Well,
and he didn't run. And if Hardy had let the ball drop.
Yep. If Hardy was watching, Adrianza just went about maybe 20 steps and then went back toward the dugout. This is where you have to let the ball fall. It's a little pop-up right there. You can see Adrianza not running. I don't know if McCann is saying let it drop, let it drop.
It was a base running mistake, even though it didn't cost the Twins an extra out. Here's Buxton. Fly ball left. And after the base hit, 2 pitches later, there are 2 outs. And that'll bring up Dozier. This summer, the World Cup is coming to Fox and FS1. Every match live and over 300 hours of coverage. 300 hours of soccer. The world's biggest sporting event begins June 14th on Fox and FS1.
10 fly ball outs for the Twins here so far. No ground ball outs. With the 4 strikeouts Hardy's been able to get.
And Dozier's had 1 of each, a pop-up and a strikeout. Ball 1 taken low. Move at first. Grossman safe. One of the issues the Tigers have had, they've had all these close games, 10 one-run wins, but 10 one-run losses. Problem has been the bullpen. So far Hardy's pitched marvelously here tonight, and the Twins have not had very many good at bats. 1-1 to Dozier. Ryan's average down to 227. The outside corner, 1-2. What's the old saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But if you get fooled the 3rd time by the same type of pitcher, I don't know what that means.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm watching McCann move behind the plate, and where he's sitting, Hardy has been pretty much around his glove. He hasn't missed too often. Even that pitch right there, he wanted it away, he missed away. Didn't miss out over the plate. Hardy has not walked anybody. Does have 4 strikeouts.
2-2 to Dozier. And he pokes it to right, a base hit. Grossman round second, he'll go to 3rd. Dozier digging for second, and the throw to second is cut off. And good base running by Brian Dozier after a good approach at the plate. Another hit to the opposite field, and the tying runs in scoring position.
That ball looked like it was about 6 to 8 inches outside, too. Credit Brian Dozier on going out. And look where that pitch is, maybe a foot outside. It's a changeup. And Brian just going with it, reaching out, hitting it down that right field line. Castellanos, a right-handed thrower, has to turn around, and by the time he could get that ball in, Dozier with a double. Good hustle double for Brian.
And now Kepler. Pitches up. Ball 1. Kepler with 12 runs batted in last year against lefties, and he's already got 9 this year, and a chance to pick up 2 more with a hit to the outfield. Another threat for the Twins. They didn't finish it off in the 3rd or the 4th. But they have here in the 5th. A high drive to deep right field. In play. It's a 2-run double for Max Kepler, and the game is tied.
Good piece of hitting by Max Kepler. His 13th double ties the game at 2 apiece. Looked like a fastball up. And he has done such a good job against left-handed pitchers. He hung in there. Take a look at the location of this pitch.
I think Kepler thought he had it, and the Twins just looked at it in the video room and almost had a crew chief challenge here. Let's see if we can see where it landed. Somewhere on the old Dutch side.
Yeah. Old Dutch. I'm Dutch, and I'm old.
And you're old. Now a liner to left, a base hit. Kepler's going to be waved around. Jacoby Jones with a long throw, safe at the plate. And the Twins take the lead, at least temporarily. 3 straight 2-out hits. And we'll see whether the call stands at home plate.
Take a look at the throw. McCann comes up the line and gets Kepler, but I believe his feet were on the plate before the tag of the back of Kepler.
Yeah. But again, it was his. They're going to review it. Let's take a look at the overhead here and see it's the back leg that eventually touches the plate, not the front leg. And I don't know that the Tigers might not get this turned around.
See here, the tag is. Oh, I don't know.
It was the tough under leg, and the fans here are cheering. But I think this is going to get. I think this might get overturned.
Well, they're going to slow it down as slow as they can in New York to see where does that back knee and leg. When does it touch home plate and touches the back of Kepler?
I think he's going to be safe. Looking at that super slow.
Take it over the view look.
But again,
right there, and it's a tag already on his back.
But that's not a good slide by Kepler because the front leg was up in the air.
Right.
So we'll see whether it's overturned. On opening day, the Tigers on a similar play thought they had won the game, and it was overturned in New York. And guess what happened after that? Ron Gardenhire got ejected. And a very similar call. The Tigers thought they had won the game on a tag play at the plate. They were celebrating on the field, and it took several minutes. Eventually, the call was overturned, and then the Tigers lost the game in extra innings. The Twins finally catching up or onto Blaine Hardy and may have taken a 3-2 lead.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Kepler, when he was rounding third, he hesitated just a split second, and then I think that's what helped make it a close play at home. Jones's throw had a lot of air time on it, but it was right to McCann in the air.
The last replay we showed, I think, will keep that 3rd run on the board, but I wasn't sure of that looking at other replays.
Well, the headsets are coming off, and we'll find out.
Out! They called him out, and the inning ends. So Kepler drives in 2, but he eventually is thrown out at the plate, and we are tied at 2. Step around third base.
Take your look right here. He's going to score, but he just slows down just a little bit right there. Big steps to tiny steps. And then, like we talked about, you want to get that front foot in first at home plate. It was a back foot that cost him being called out.
Earlier in the inning, we saw some really good base running. Brian Dozier hustling for a double that put him in scoring position for Kepler's double. So we're tied at 2, and the count is 1-0. And now 1-1 to Leonis Martin.
And a big inning for Barrios. His pitch count is very, very good. He's retired 7 straight Tigers. The club just tied the game, so you want to get him back on the bench as quick as possible. His pitch count very, very good for Barrios. 13 in the first, 15 in the second, 13 in the third, 8 in the fourth, and 15 in the fifth.
1-1 to Martin, and now up high. You can imagine Kepler coming in, and nowadays we see, I think most slides in a situation like that are the head first Randy Bush type of slide where you touch home plate. And I don't know that I really want to advocate that, because it just seems so risky.
Dangerous, yes.
And so Kepler's coming around, and he thinks he's going to score with a feet first slide, but the mistake was only touching the plate with the tucked under leg. 2-2 to Martin. Now taken low, 3-2. Castellanos on deck. Don't want to put this guy aboard, because Castellanos has driven in both Tiger runs with 2 separate RBI hits.
He has 2 of the 3 hits.
Chopper to second. Head high hop for Dozier. 1 away. And that'll bring up Castellanos with the bases empty. Tonight's Coors Banquet timeless moment occurred on this day back in 2013. Mike Trout became the youngest player in American League history to hit for the cycle, going 4 for 5 at the plate. Capped it off with a homer in the 8th inning.
Speaking of guys with power, we want to wish Kent Herbeck happy birthday today.
I all but promised Kent a Twins win tonight, so they better come through. Otherwise, I'll have to buy him a dozen leeches or something. Ball 1.
Are they edible?
Yes. Yes, they are. Let's do that again. We did it with night crawlers about 15 years ago.
I'll have to talk to the doctor first. See if they have protein in them.
I tell you what. What was the deal? I donated $100 per night crawler that you ate for the Parkinson's
and
Foundation.
Ron Coomer also.
Right.
We raised $15,000 that night.
1-1. Let's do that again with leeches. I'll up the ante to $200. $200 per leech that you eat, and I'll buy a dozen of them. Well, yeah, just based on
research first.
All right, just based on my experience, walleyes no longer like leeches, so I've got some up at the lake. 2-1 to Castellanos.
Are you still getting those night crawlers off your?
It's been so cold.
Driveway?
I have the last time it rained at home. The night crawlers are still
just missing.
3-1. Night crawlers are still buried in the earth someplace. 3-1. So Barrios, having been presented now a tie game, has had 3 ball counts to the first 2 batters of the 6th. 75th pitch coming up for Barrios. Swing and a miss, got him.
And this is where you have to trust that fastball away.
Sorry, 3-2.
Can't make a mistake right here. You almost have to come back with the same pitch, and if you have confidence on that breaking ball, he's got a couple to choose from.
Breaking ball lofted to center. And Buxton trots in.
Good pitch.
2 down.
Good pitch because good location.
And that'll bring up Martinez. June 1st is Skol Night at Target Field. A limited number of Skol theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and a Twins purple Skol cap. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/Skol or call 800-33-TWINS. Barrios has sent down 9 in a row now, and he'll face Martinez, who lined out to Morrison his last time up. Swing and a miss. Down and in a ball.
Martinez, 39 years old, in his 7th season with the Tigers. Spent 7 seasons with the Indians, a couple with the Red Sox before coming to Detroit.
Fouled, hooked into foul territory, and it's 1-2.
Been a great hitter over his career, over 2,000 hits. 5-time All-Star out of Venezuela. Signed back in 1996 by the Indians.
One and two to Martinez. Got him. And Barrios is settling into a groove in the middle innings. He's retired 10 men in a row.
heroes, because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Nice night here at Target Field. Sun hasn't been shining at all in the Minneapolis area today, but still a comfortable temperature. And Eddie Rosario will lead off the 6th against a new Tiger pitcher.
Yeah, Lewis Coleman just getting called up back on May 12th. His contract purchase from AAA, signed a minor league contract with the Tigers over the winter. Coleman, major league experience with the Royals and the Dodgers. Last year spent time in the Reds and Diamondbacks organization in the minor leagues. Fastball, slider, changeup.
Twins will face a couple of left-handed starters in this series. They faced Hardy, got him out of the game after 5. Boyd will pitch tomorrow. There's only one left-handed reliever, Daniel Stump. So the Twins, who at times have struggled against lefties, will see primarily right-handed pitching out of the Tiger bullpen. It'll be the middle of the lineup: Rosario, Garver, and Morrison here in the 6th. Fouled away. Remember a couple of years ago, Eddie Rosario homered in the first pitch he saw in the big leagues to the opposite field at age 22. Juan Soto did it tonight for the Washington Nationals. First pitch, 19 years old, and he has soared through the Washington system. And we'll show it to you a little later on. Unbelievable moment for a hot prospect in baseball. 2-1. Rosario tonight, a couple of fly balls to center field.
Coleman will give you that sidearm type of delivery, crossfire.
Stroked toward right field, cut off by Machado. He had to kind of stagger his steps a little bit and then time his leap. Ball didn't get there quite as quickly as he thought. 1 down. Here is Soto, 19 years old. He started the season in A-ball, AA, AAA, and he's in the bigs in just a matter of weeks. And he pretty much went Eddie Rosario in his first major league at bat. 19 years old.
Good for him.
1 down, and now Mitch Garver. An all liner to the third baseman, and Coleman's not really fooling him. 2 lineouts for 2 outs. And that'll bring up Morrison. Morrison has struck out twice, looking in the 2nd, swinging in the 4th. Up and away, ball 1. Speed pitch and fastball swing. 1-1.
There's that slider right there. Good spot underneath that swing of a left-handed hitter.
Put the fastball right where McCann wanted it. Got a swing and a miss. 1-2. Boyd with 5 good innings, but the Twins are having better at bats. 2nd time through the order, or Hardy rather. Boyd will start tomorrow. Outside, and it's 2-2. Two and 2 to Morrison. Foul back.
See the shift that the Tigers put on Morrison.
Got him with a breaking ball down and in. Holman has a 1-2-3-6.
Well, second batter of the ballgame, Castellanos made it a 1-0 lead with his 5th home run of the year, a solo home run, and added another run in the 4th inning with an RBI single. But Max Kepler tied the game with that 2-run double, and then Escobar's base hit to left field. Jones charges, air mails that throw to McCann, and Kepler's called out.
Strike called as Hicks threatened to bunt, and now a little animation from first base umpire Marvin Hudson toward either Hicks or the Tiger dugout. Hicks made the motion like he didn't offer at it. Drive to center. Buxton coming in, and Rosario cuts in front of him. A dangerous play, 1 away.
Yeah, Rosario leaped just in front of Buxton. I'm sure they're going to have a couple words right here, maybe a smile. But right here, watch Rosario.
That's a center fielder's ball, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But
one down, and now Goodrum.
You see Buxton calling Rosario off, but he cut in front of him. So thank goodness they did not collide, and thank goodness the ball was caught.
Goodrum takes outside. 1-0. Goodrum has struck out twice against Berríos, once looking, once swinging. And now chipped over the tarp and out of play.
Well, one thing Goodrum did when he was with the Twins for 8 seasons, he hit .250 in the minor leagues, a lot of stolen bases. Very good speed, so you want to keep this guy off the bases. For the Tigers this year, he has 5 stolen bases.
They're trying to run. They're trying to be a little more athletic than they've been in the past. 1-1 to Goodrum. Fastball inside.
That's what struck him out in the first inning, that fastball inside that he kind of leaned away from.
A short center. Buxton coming in, and he'll make this play at the top of his lungs. Mine. 2 down. It's about the journey, not the destination. Unless the destination is $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak today. Start your streak to compete to win $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak in the App Store or on MLB.com/BTS. Middle of the lineup's done absolutely nothing against Berríos. Martinez is 0 for 3. Hicks is 0 for 3. Goodrum 0 for 3. McCann is 0 for 2.
Yeah, McCann in his last at bat in the fourth inning, lined to Escobar. He dove to his left, made a nice catch to end that inning. Rios has retired 12 straight.
Breaking ball, 1-1.
Adding and subtracting with that breaking ball too. That's what I've seen from Barrios tonight. And very good control of that fastball. Working both sides of the plate. Now fastball in, a two-seamer.
And a foul over the screen.
Fastball at 92.
Barrios beat the Tigers twice last year, but he didn't pitch well against them. And as we showed you in his career, an ERA of 11.74 against the Tigers. But his best effort against Detroit coming here tonight. I mean, 4 starts and a total of 15 1/3 innings, 20 earned runs, 13 walks.
That's a key. 13 walks.
And he is cruising tonight. Another 1-2-3 inning, and he set down 13 in a row. The #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. By Grant Casino, the best stories start here. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Tied at 2, bottom of the 7th. Robbie Grossman will lead things off. He started a 2-run 5th inning with a leadoff single. Just the 8th game the Twins have played within the American League Central. The Tigers have played 20 games within the Central Division already.
Yeah, Twins are 5-2 against the Central Division coming into tonight's play. Tigers are 9-11.
First pitch fastball for a strike
in our division.
Yeah, the Twins have played a dozen games against the National League already. Coleman had a good first inning of work in the 6th, couple of lineouts, but a 1-2-3 inning. And now Grossman takes outside.
Yeah, Coleman, 32 years old, 6'4", about 205. Mississippi. Attended LSU.
There's the long lefty,
the Royals.
Daniel Stump, warming up in the Tiger pen. And a called strike on a breaking ball, 1-2.
Kind of a backdoor slider.
Outside. Team ERA is not the end-all for evaluating a pitching staff, but the Tigers is smaller than the Twins' team ERA coming into play today. 2-2. And Grossman got a piece of it. Tigers come into the game right in the middle of the pack. 7 teams with a better team ERA, 7 teams with worse, and one of those is the Twins. 4.32 to 4.46.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference is the offense. Tigers hitting 256 as a ball club. The Twins hitting 242, and all the extra base hits for the Tigers.
2-2 to Grossman. Outside now 3-2. Adrianza on deck.
Espazio, the new pitching coach for Ron Gardenhire. And Rick Anderson, the former pitching coach for Ron Gardenhire, now in the bullpen as a bullpen pitching coach.
Foul and out of play.
Espazio was with the Cubs prior to taking the job in Detroit.
Talked about the Tigers already playing 21-run games. They also had 8 2-run games, 2 and 6 in those. So that gives you some idea that the Tiger record could be better than it is. It's been surprisingly good, at least to some people.
Yeah, they just got swept by the Mariners. They've had a little bit of trouble on the road. 8 wins, 16 losses on the road. 2 games over 500 at home.
Hit a long way, but foul.
Slider stayed up by Coleman. Robbie gave it a ride, but foul. And the usher right there making sure everybody's okay.
And Grossman works out a walk. Aboard, leading off the 7th. Are you game for a little excitement? Head to foxsportsnorth.com to submit a photo and message for the opportunity to be featured in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle during our broadcast and receive $100 in scratch tickets with the Minnesota Lottery. Every day is game day. Here is Adrianza, who tried to bunt after Grossman reached with a single in the 5th and popped it up to the pitcher.
And Goodrum at third base in looking maybe for the possible bunt. See where he's in on the grass.
There's a better bunt, and in fact,
beat it out.
That's a good play by Coleman. Rolling it up the line. He'll get a sacrifice. Adrianza nearly got a base hit, if not for a really nice fielding play by the pitcher.
Yeah, you got over there, you know, because Hicks, he's kind of new at first base. He kind of stayed around first base. It was Coleman was the only one who had a chance to make the play. See, Hicks didn't know whether to go after the ball or come in and stay, and he did. But an excellent bunt, advancing Gross.
And a little word with the Tiger bench from Jeff Kellogg. I'm not sure what that was all about. Go ahead, run at second, 1 down, and now Byron Buxton is 0 for 2. A strikeout and a first pitch fly ball to left. Dug out by McCann, ball 1. Byron so far has shown no evidence that he's going to be a quick starter from at the start of a season. And you mix in the migraines and the broken toe.
Now he needs a good at bat right here.
Popped up to right. Grossman setting up for a possible tag. He'll try to advance. Here's the throw, and it's offline. So we've seen some bad base running tonight. We've also seen some good base running. 2 away, and the go-ahead run is 90 feet away.
Castellanos probably caught that ball flat-footed. Really did a good job of getting behind this ball ready to throw. See him flat-footed right there. And a throw on the outfield side. you're kind of taught as an outfielder, and Castellanos,
He's learning out there.
he's learning, right? Kind of should have maybe got behind that ball a little bit better and let his momentum get ready to throw a little bit better.
Gets back to Detroit. Mr. Kaline might have a word or two with him about that. Here is Dozier. Dropped a double down the right field line in the 2-run 5th inning. Pitches up, ball 1. Dozier with a pop-up in the 1st, a strikeout in the 3rd, the double, and the run scored in the 5th. And now wide of the plate, 2-0. Breaking ball taken for a strike, 2-1. Dozier looking perhaps for a fastball. And again, that's what teams have done to him. They know that he loves to hit the fastball, particularly if it's up.
That's why that last at bat in the 5th inning was a good at bat. Then he just went out and hit that changeup the other way.
Another breaking ball for strike 2. He's just seen fewer fastballs this year. Been one of the issues. Taken down and away, 3-2. Kepler on deck.
Good take right there on that slider down and away. Be Coleman's last pitch.
Chop to 3rd. Goodrum has an easy play and rifles his throw across the diamond, and we head to the 8th, tied at 2.
Tomorrow night in the 2nd game of this series, we get you ready with Twins Live starting at 6:30. First pitch just after 7 o'clock between the Tigers and the Twins. Couple of AL Central rivals locking horns at Target Field. Now let's go back to Dick and Bert.
Well, thank you. It'll be Lance Lynn against Matthew Boyd tomorrow. Here we are in the 8th. Barrios is still out there, and his first fastball still at 94. Ate up Jacoby Jones for a foul ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, 91 pitches for Barrios, and again 7+ innings for Barrios. It's the 5th time he's worked at least 7 innings in a ball game, being his 10th start.
Down and away, 1-1.
And you wonder how you get to this point. Well, you got to keep that pitch count down. So Barrios done a great job. 16 in the 6th innings, the most he's needed to get 3 outs.
Ouch.
Get out of my kitchen.
Ouch.
He got not only the kid, he got into the refrigerator.
Sometimes teams will take the broken bats home with them. This one I think they'll leave here.
Oh, just a little bit of movement inside.
Good thing he made contact, or he'd get hit. Would have gotten hit in the back ribs. 1-2.
Let's see if he goes fastball away, breaking ball away. Does he go back inside? So we got 3 options here. Shaking off. Keep it down and away.
Good take, and it's 2-2.
Stayed off of it.
Don't know if Barrios is going to get the win or not, but he has pitched much better here tonight. And it is important that he establishes good outings against teams within the division. He may face the Tigers 6 times this year, and you don't want to tote an ERA of nearly 12 to the mound every time you're facing one of your divisional opponents. So he has pitched his best game against the Tigers here tonight. And now a high fly deep to the left field corner, and no play.
Yeah, some of those starts that he had were in his rookie season where he really struggled.
Yeah, but even last year he was 2-0 against the Tigers, but an ERA of 7.45.
Got a lot of run support. Sometimes it's not how you pitch, it's when you pitch.
2-2 to Jacoby Jones. Tapper to third.
You have to hurry.
Escobar throws, and Morrison scoops on the backhand side.
Nice pick because Jones can get down that line. Escobar made a nice play. Not easy going right near that third base bag. Have to play the short hop and then on the run try to get something on it.
See, he moved laterally and then charged, stepped across the bag.
And a nice, that ball right there, nicely picked by Morrison, but a nice play by Escobar.
Finally, Jones is retired, and now Iglesias. Breaking ball, missing inside.
14 straight retired by Barrios.
Chopper toward the hole. Adrianza does the same thing, and Morrison does the same thing.
That's a tougher pick right there.
But Adrianza again moving laterally and then moving in to gather a little momentum towards the throw, 2 away.
That's a little tougher play because that ball was maybe about 4 or 5 feet in front of Morrison. You don't know if it's going to come up or stay down, and on the run you can see the one hop, and Morrison does a great job of utilizing that big first baseman's glove, opening it up and able to keep it in the glove.
Now the number 9 batter, Dixon Machado. Ball 1.
Oh, this one probably hit to Brian Dozier. He'll do the same thing. One hop Morrison.
Morrison's probably saying, hey, get it over here on the fly next time.
The chest, please. Throw it toward my chest.
Inside, now 2-0. Well, the strike to ball ratio almost 2-1, just where you'd like it. Barrios with a season high 107 pitches and his 3-hit shutout in Baltimore back on April Fool's Day. And now 3-0 to the number 9 batter. He ended up walking Machado in the third.
On 4 pitches.
And it's the only walk he's issued. And he missed inside. Hard to figure, but there he is, Machado, going to second for the second time on a walk.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins. Mound visit for either team.
Leonis Martin is 0 for 3, 2 ground balls, one of them a double play grounder, and then a strikeout to start the ball game.
Triple next, 9. Triple next. That cycle.
Martin stands in. Barrios trying to wrap up the 8th inning.
Machado at first base, 1 stolen base in 2 attempts.
And the Tigers 23 for 33 in stolen bases. Fouled away, 1 strike.
Well, whatever you have left in the tank right here, Barrios needs to throw it toward home plate. Pitch count now at 104.
Trevor Hildenberger, Zach Duke warming up. You know, it'd be interesting, and I wonder if managers would be as candid as we'd like them to be. But, you know, it used to be one of the incentives here. Let him finish the 8th inning. Let him qualify for a win. But wins have been so devalued with all the other new metrics that are out there.
Fast 9.
Yeah, but you still want to keep Barrios out there. Let him hopefully get this out right here. And then hopefully the Twins come back, score a run or 2. Good fastball right there, 94.
And it's been really nothing but soft contact, you know, through this point of the game from the 4th inning on.
Other than the 3rd inning, there really hasn't been an inning under duress.
Right. So Barrios is out there. Yeah, it'd be nice if he got the win, but I think he's out there because he's the best arm the Twins have right now.
Plus the confidence factor. You want to, late in the ball game, let these guys work their way out of it.
2 strikes. And a fastball high.
Get that triple, that bad's mine. What's that? Good luck.
Twins hope that Castellanos leads off the 9th.
Shaking off, agreeing with the call.
Gotta get the hits on him.
Garber sitting inside.
To center field. Buxton coming in. Adrianza out, and he makes a great catch. A-Ray Adrianza with a great catch in the short center field outfield grass.
The game on Twins Live presented by CenturyLink. It is back-to-back strong starts from Jose Brios. We'll break down the effort tonight against the visiting Detroit Tigers. Plus, Max Kepler's had one of the biggest turnarounds when it comes to taking on left-handed pitchers. That continued again here tonight. We'll take a look at his night at the plate, and as always, we'll head into the clubhouse to hear from Paul Molitor. That's all coming your way after the final out, guys.
Which the Twins will hope will be in about 10 minutes. We'll see if they can score here in the 8th against Daniel Stump, and then if they do, Fernando Rodney will have a chance to pick up and save.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the only left-hander out of that bullpen, making his 25th relief appearance, 15 1/3 innings, 20 hits allowed, 8 walks, 12 strikeouts. Walks a little high.
Kepler takes a strike. Kepler tied the game with a 2-run double in the 5th. Later in the inning was thrown out after a challenge. After the 3rd run of the inning had actually been awarded briefly. And there is strike 2. Kepler's double was against Blaine Hardy, the Tiger left-handed starter.
Stump with a fastball in the mid-90s, slider, and a changeup. In his 2nd season with the Tigers, came up with the Phillies in 2016.
Off the plate. Stump's given up a .290 opponent batting average to lefties, and against righties it's even higher than that. 1-2. 2-2. Talked about it a little bit yesterday with Kepler. The numbers are eye-popping, his improvement, but it's not a situation where he's using the whole field. He's still very much a pull hitter against left-handers. He's just generally swinging at strikes like that and making solid contact, but Stump gets a fastball by him, 1 away.
Yeah, both sides here tonight have had good pitching. Hardy 5 good innings.
Replay brought to you by Carrier.
Good fastball right there. Looked like Kepler got a piece of it, but the ball ended up right in the glove of McCann.
And now Escobar.
Coleman 2 shutout innings for the Tigers. Watch out.
Mid-90s.
Let's see where that ball ends up. Escobar hitting the dirt.
Escobar with singles his last 2 times up. Swing and a miss. Trying to untie the game, and he got the breaking ball.
Escobar with 7 home runs, 2 of them as a right-handed hitter.
Ball again. Escobar swinging over the top. Rosario on deck. Sure. Stump wanted to go to the back slope of the mound. Escobar been in the box a couple of times. Now he steps back in. 1-2 to the Twins' 3rd baseman.
Escobar right on top of the plate.
Still 1-2.
The Tigers are carrying is it Rios?
Rule 5 guy. Yep.
Yeah. Stump last year was a Rule 5 player. He did pretty well out of that bullpen. The Kansas City organization.
Reyes is their designated pinch runner. There's a lot of pinch running for Victor Martinez. Warwick Southpole warming up. And now inside it's 3-2. If you saw Stump's line, you saw walks a bit of a problem. 15 1/3 innings and 8 walks, all of them unintentional. Escobar fell behind here early in this plate appearance. now has filled the count. Fouled back. Even when the Tigers were good, there seemed to be a lot of issues in the bullpen. And now the Tigers are rebuilding, and even more so, they've got some issues in the bullpen. 3-2. Just high, not by much. Right over the middle of the plate, and Escobar takes a 1-out walk.
That's a good at-bat right there for Escobar. We've seen this be called before that high pitch. Take a look where it hits the box, just over the box.
Paul Molitor checked to make sure that Escobar is okay. I think the delay we had a few moments ago, Escobar swinging violently, and he didn't react real well, and the manager just checked to make sure that he was feeling okay. Here is Rosario. On strike. Rosario 0 for 3. Hit a soft line drive, not a bullet, but it was a nice diving catch by Machado.
Have fun, kid, have fun.
Twins got a leadoff walk on the 7th, but only got Grossman as far as third base. We'll see what they can do with the 1-out walk.
I do.
Poked foul, 2 strikes.
Rosario is usually good for a hit or 2 per game. He's 0 for 3 so far.
Really had, as we said, a good month of May, hitting .370. Twins are 10-8 in the month of May. Trying to take the lead here in the 8th inning. Very high. Escobar just 1 for 3 in stolen bases, and the likelihood of a stolen base attempt lessened with Stump being a lefty. To center, a base hit. Escobar round second, on his way to third. Rosario to second base, and he's in with a double.
I said he's usually good for 1 hit a day, and my goodness, that pitch looked like it was about eye level, and he smoked it into right center. Take a look at where this pitch is. Yeah, that's eye level, outer half of the plate. Rosario throwing the bat away and hustling into second.
Twins have had a couple of hustle doubles. Dozier got one earlier, and Rosario hustled his way to a double. And now Garver will be intentionally walked to bring Morrison to the plate.
This is kind of like the way the game ended yesterday, with Morrison up in the 8th inning and bases loaded.
And here comes Chris Bosio, the pitching coach. One of the problems with this, of course, you do it for a lot of reasons. Morrison's left-handed. Like to set up the double play, but you've got a guy on the mound who has given up a lot of walks, and now there's no margin for error. There's no place to put Morrison if he walks.
Well, can Logan Morrison do it 2 nights in a row, or 2 days in a row?
Stump, 9 walks, not counting the intentional one to Garver. 9 walks in 15 2/3 innings. And the bases will be loaded. Morrison has struggled overall this year. His low 200s batting average would tell you that, but he has handled left-handers a little bit better than righties.
Well, corner infielders are playing in, and the middle of the infielders are playing back.
Come on, baby, do your job. Let's go,
Get to the corners. They'll come home for a force, one would think. Ball one.
Slider missing off the plate.
Feel it, buddy, feel it. Come on, Lobo, let's go, baby.
Couple of calming breaths from Morrison.
Have fun, baby, it's just baseball.
2-0.
Two sliders missing, so he's working himself into a fastball situation.
Stump would like to have a calming breath, but he won't be able to have one until he throws a strike.
Hey, let's go, Nines. Keep having fun, baby. Your zone, let's go.
2-0
Your zone.
to Logan Morrison.
Come on, Nines.
Morrison almost has to take a pitch.
I was just going to say that. He hasn't taken on 3-0 too often in his career, but this is one of those situations where he's got to, I would think.
Yep. Make him throw a strike.
And then make him throw another one.
Because when he throws 3-1 here, he'll probably have to throw a 3-0. You have to throw 3-1.
A bases loaded walk. And the Twins take a 3-2 lead. You know why the Tigers did it. But they knew the risk going in, and 4 pitches later, Stump walks in the go-ahead run. 3 walks in the inning, and we'll take a look at how Logan Morrison got this run batted in.
2 sliders away, and then the fastball missing, and then ball 4 missing. So Barrio says thank you very much. Got a 3-2 lead.
And Fernando Rodney is warming up. Kids ages 6 to 14 of all skill levels. Campers receive a full Major League Twins uniform, VIP trip to Target Field, including a chance to meet a player and coach. It's as close to Twins baseball experience as you can get without being drafted. Learn more and sign up today at twinsbaseball.com/training. Southpole comes in with the bases loaded, only 1 out. He'll face Robbie Grossman, now hitting left-handed.
Southpole making his 17th relief appearance.
Strike on the outside corner. Outside, 1-1. Grossman's had a couple of good at-bats in the 3rd inning. He hit a fly ball on the first pitch. Then he singled and scored to start the 5th inning. And got a leadoff walk on the 7th. Rosario's doubles opened up the inning for the Twins. 2-1. Tigers rather, with just 2 at-bats with runners in scoring position. That's how well Berrios has pitched. Popped up, it's out of play.
Stoppos has worked 16 innings. He's walked 8. He's struck out only 6. 28 years old, from Australia, signed by the Tigers in 2012. This is his 3rd season with the Tigers.
2-2.
Ronnie.
Nice stop by McCann. It's a full count. Grossman taking a breaking ball down and in.
Yeah, the curveball right here, straight over the top. McCann getting that 1 hop, keeping it in his glove.
Full count, only 1 out in the inning. Grossman with a chance to bust the game wide open. Popped up, short center. Martin coming in. He'll make the catch. And Rosario with a bluff is going to come home. What great base running by Rosario. He took a couple of steps and stopped and then sprinted home.
That's the shortest sacrifice fly RBI that Grossman will ever get. Bad decision by the outfield. A couple plays in this ball game. Castellanos flat-footed, gets Grossman over to 3rd right there. Martin, you get this ball in. You have to throw that ball in right away. Get it to the infield. Instead, his throw over the head of McCann. And great base running by Rosario.
Martin made the catch and just saw Rosario just take 1 slow step, and then he put it into high gear and sprinted home, and it's a 2-run lead. Here's Adrianza. Tapped up the line, foul.
Well, you saw Hicks to first baseman as a cutoff man. As an outfielder like Martin has to get that ball right back toward the middle of the infield.
Bad as a throw was, you could make the point that Garver should be at 3rd, Morrison at 2nd.
I don't think anybody anticipated Rosario doing what he did. Good base running.
And Eddie Rosario continues to impress as one of the more interesting players in the game, really. I mean, go back to the double that he hit. The pitch literally was helmet high, and he whistled it into center field, hustled for a double.
Robbie Grossman saying, thank you very much. I got my 14th RBI and a short fly to center field.
2 strikes to Adrianza, and smothered by McCann.
I know you would have caught it. You would have pushed it.
Rodney is warmed up. He's trying to stay warm. Half swing, but he went. In the inning, 1 hit, 2 runs, 3 walks, some good base running, and the Twins will hand Fernando Rodney a 4-2 lead.
Yesterday, Logan Morrison did it with his bat, and tonight he did it with his bat on the shoulder, drawing a bases-loaded walk. Twins added another one thanks to some crafty base running by Eddie Rosario. And Fernando Rodney, who broke in with the Tigers way back in 2002, will try to pick up a save against Detroit.
He was their closer until 2009. Fernando Rodney, see if he can do what he did yesterday. 3 strikeouts to end that 3-1 win over the Brewers. 13 pitches, 9 strikes.
Nick Castellanos has driven in both Detroit runs. He hasn't had much success. He hasn't had any success against Rodney. Ball 1. Castellanos, Martinez, and Hicks here in the 9th inning. Fernando Rodney pitched for 8 years in a Tiger uniform and ended up as their closer in 2009. Fly ball, center field. Looks harmless enough. Buxton tells Rosario to stay away. 1 away.
Tell you what, I think what we saw last night, Fernando Rodney's fastball, yeah, he can get it in the low 90s, but the movement that he has. So last 9 appearances, 7 saves. See the opponent batting average, less than 100. Not giving up an earned run. Of course, you need your defense. And that was last night, the final strike. And the 3 strikeouts to end the ball game.
Victor Martinez is 0 for 3. A fly ball, a line out to first, and a strikeout. And there's strike 1. The last pitch that Rodney threw as a member of the Tigers, it's infamous in Twins history. Alexi Casilla with a base hit, scoring Carlos Gomez from second base to finally end the greatest regular season game I've ever seen. Game 163 of the 2009 regular season. Remember, the Twins had, put their the goodbye sign, or they said goodbye to the Metrodome. They thought they had after game 162, but then game 163 was forced. Twins won that ball game and then ended up hosting the Yankees.
Good changeup right there. Ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Anyway, Rodney was pitching in his 4th inning that day. He was the last man standing in the Tiger bullpen. 1-2. Fouled away.
Another back-to-back changeups. Couple veterans going at each other right here. Martinez at 39 years old, Fernando Rodney at 41. Both of them in their 16th season in the big leagues.
Foul back.
Concentration of both of them, take a little extra time. The focus.
2-2.
You watch a guy like Martinez go about his business, the way he sets up, steps out of the box, the focus that he has, realizing, you know what, he takes almost every at bat, and it's the way you should, that it might be your last.
I've watched him for years, admired him for years. I have no idea what his interests are after his playing career. High fly to left. Rosario back, still on the grass. Now in the dirt, 2 away. But you got to hope that Martinez would like to get into coaching, because as a switch hitter, I think he'd be an awesome hitting coach.
Chili Davis is a good one.
Yep. Again, switch hitter. Yep. Here's what's coming up next. Lance Lynn going for the Twins tomorrow. Matthew Boyd, who's given the Tigers quality start after quality start, and he will make the start tomorrow for the Tigers in game 2.
That's a big outing for Lance Lynn. He has struggled as of late. They're working on his mechanics a little bit. Hopefully he can have a good one tomorrow.
John Hicks, last hope for the Tigers. Out in front of the changeup. Hicks with a strikeout, an infield pop-up, and a fly to left. Deep to left field. Rosario in the corner. Tonight is Eddie's game. He absolutely has owned this baseball game. Crashing into the fence for the final out.
He caught that ball and landed into the fence at the same time. Take a look at Rosario. Great concentration. The focus. He leaps up. Ball in his glove, and there's
The face
padded fence.
What a night for Eddie Rosario. And Tom Hanneman, the Twins have won back-to-back games now in this homestand.
Dick, a Rosario rally gets the Twins into the winner's circle. Up next on Twins Live, presented by Century Link. We'll talk about Jose Barrios' effort, what Eddie did, and he did a lot tonight. We'll hear from Paul Molitor.